Assalamualaikum. This is chapter 5. We are going to discuss about interfacing and communication. So as an introduction, I/O is often not given much attention as memory and CPU. But computers are not useful without I/O because you want to actually interact with your external environment. So input is actually the one that gives the data from external environment, whereas your output devices are actually the result gathered from your computer system will be actually given to external environment using output. So today's application depend on high I/O bandwidth because we want to have a lot of things. So example, you want to play game, you want to access internet, you want to actually look at all the multimedia, the networking and so on. And as CPU get faster, the fraction of time is actually using I/O increases. And system speed limited by slowest part. And I/O has significant impact on system cost. And now memory and I/O make all the difference because for processor is very minimal for the vendor left, but there is a lot of system vendor. So what is the problem with input output? Because we have a lot of different devices and peripheral, and they are actually delivering different amount of data at different speed and different format. And the input output must be slower than CPU and RAM because CPU is the one actually control the whole instruction, and RAM is actually the working memory. Therefore, you need to have I/O module. I/O module works as mediator between CPU and device. So we have three types of I/O module. Okay, before we go further, I/O module is basically driver that you install. So if you have the device, you need to install driver, right? So the driver is actually the input output module. So we have three types of categories. One is human readable. Human readable is suitable for communicating with computer user. We have screen, printer, keyboard. Then we also have machine readable. This is suitable for communicating with equipment. For example, we have hard disk, CPU, and this is used for monitoring, control and storage devices. And last but not least is communication. This is suitable for communicating with remote devices. Example, we have modem and IC, network graphical card. So the most common device is actually keyboard and monitor. Keyboard is basically for input, monitor is for output. So user will provide input through keyboard, it will be transmitted into computer, and it will be displayed through monitor. So the basic unit of exchange is character, and we have two types of character. One is printable. Printable is something that you can see using your eyes. Okay, the alphabetic, numeric, and special characters that it can be printed on paper and displayed on screen, whereas control is used to control the printing or displaying of characters. So for example, tab, space, those are actually control characters. So this is the generic model of I/O module. So it is interface to CPU and memory. So on your left here, this is a physical view, whereas on your right here, this is your abstract view. So what is the function of the driver or the module function? I/O module. So it can actually control and timing the CPU in communication, device communication, data buffering, and error detection. So for I/O module, this is how it looks like. We have data register, status control register. It will go to I/O logic. This is where we have external device interface logic here and here for input and output. So how it works? First, CPU will check I/O. Is it what is the status? Then the I/O module will give the status whether it is ready or not ready or busy or whatever. If it is ready, CPU will request data transfer. I/O module will get the data from the device. Then I/O module will transfer the data back to the CPU, and of course we will have variation of output inside of our device. that's all for this first video. I'll talk about IO module type later in the next video. See you.